In a throwback to an earlier era, Jeremy Carr and Phoenyx Hendrix are here with you at the Stan Waterman Court at the Sanford School Sports Center for some DIAA boys basketball action on a cold Friday night. Phoenix, this is crazy that we're back here doing this.
Absolutely. Never thought I'd see the day, but you can say it's like two Michael Jordans returning back to the Bulls.
Jordan. I love it. Sanford coming into today 6-2 on the season, ranked number 1 according to DIAA polls. They're coming off a couple of big wins. Last Saturday they knocked off number 2 Dover. That was followed by a matchup with longtime rival and conference opponent Tower Hill on Tuesday. Blowout win in that game. St. Andrews on the other side, they come in 2-3, but their record is not really reflective of how their season has gone. They've played a lot of tough teams. They got a win over Sally's a couple weeks back, and they have some very talented players, which we'll cover for you as the game progresses.
One big storyline to watch out for is Sanford has been weakened. Both Stephen Conway and Jaden Taylor are out today with injuries, so we're going to see how the rest of the team can fill in. Jaden Taylor, obviously, University of Delaware commit, going to play D1 next year. That's going to be a big loss, and also a loss of size. Just looking at it, St. Andrews just looks like a lot bigger of a team than who Sanford's got playing today, so we'll see how that factors in.
And looking a little bit closer at St. Andrews' schedule, they came off a blowout win this past Tuesday against Charter. They won 76-29 in that game. Looking to build some momentum here, get back to 500 mark, and conference opponent, no better time to do that.
Absolutely. This is only Sanford's second conference matchup and St. Andrews first, so these early conference matchups, they're pretty big as we get into the conference season through this month and next.
These two teams, both DISC schools, Independent School Conference, Delaware Independent School Conference. They face off twice a year. Sanford has won the last 4. The last St. Andrews victory was in 2022, regular season. Sanford has won all 4, including both games during Khalid Hart's tenure as head coach, so he looks to make it 3-0 here today.
Definitely. Another advantage Sanford has coming into this is experience. Only one of these players is returning from last year, and Sanford only lost one player in Jordan Spencer last year to graduation, so the chemistry is high. St. Andrews also experienced, both teams rocking several seniors, so we're going to see how experience versus experience fares against each other.
Two teams will give you a little bit more detail how they fared last season, what they got coming up on the schedule, what the stats look like this year, but before that, we have this game right here to play. And as we mentioned, a conference opponent always big. Sanford looking to get back to the top of the mountain for the first time since 2021. I'm looking over straight ahead of me at all the state championship banners for basketball, and I know the people at Sanford are eager to add one more.
Dominant days of Coach Stan Waterman here, and I think they're looking pretty good this year. Again, number 1's not bad at all. They're looking a lot better than they have been the last 2 years, so let's see what they've got.
Well, with that, we are going to send you down to the floor for team intros, the national anthem, all the usual pregame rituals, and then we will be underway.
They were obviously they'd give it to Jaden to dunk it a bit, but they're also hitting a lot of threes, so I wonder if we'll see more of that tonight.
Sanford St. Andrews starters coming to the floor now for the home team. Starting number 1, Nico McNeil. Number 2, Azir Elgood. Number 3, Trevor Webster. Number 5, Dwayne Jones. And number 12, Kareem Hart. For the visitors, number 3, Jack Myers. Number 4, Darnell Lloyd. Number 5, Elijah Proctor Moore. Number 13, Josh Ho. And number 23, Kai-Ching Zhu. It'll be Webster converging with Elijah Proctor Moore at center court for the opening jump. Mike Sneed, the referee, approaching with the ball. Here we go. St. Andrews controls first. Saints, as we mentioned, have lost 4 straight against these Warriors, looking to break out of that streak right here. They'll start with Elijah Proctor Moore. He's been putting up big numbers as of late, so is that man right there, Darnell Lloyd. Works at the low post, gets a shot up off glass, and gets a friendly roll. Darnell Lloyd has been putting up some impressive stats this season. Sanford's first possession offensively, but 12.6 points per game and 12.2 rebounds per game as well. So averaging a double-double. As here is a nice pass inside to Webster. Doesn't get the roll. Still loose in the paint. Webster fighting for it. Whistle and a foul. Threading the needle pass from Azir Elgood, one of the youngest players on this team, just a sophomore. As you mentioned, this team chock full of seniors. Over on the wing, this is Hart. Swinging around to McNeil. Hart lets a 3 go, no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback for McNeil goes, and the Warriors are on the board. Nico McNeil, the lone player remaining from the 2021 state championship team. He played up as an 8th grader. Now in his senior year, looking for title number 2. Heavy pressure on the ball, but a nice feed inside. There's Lloyd down at the block. Feed back to Proctor Moore. And he finishes right at the rim. St. Andrews has a lot of size, and that's evident in their stats they put forward so far this season. Here's a kick out into the corner. Jones in the paint. McNeil. Corner 3. Elgood. Yes, sir. Sanford has their first lead of the night.
Explosive games that teams have made both their drives each successful ones.
And a turnover. Heavy pressure on the press from the Sanford defense forces the throwaway. First turnover of the game. Warriors a chance to keep it going offensively. Elgood running point. Down to Hart. Elgood into the corner. This is McNeil. Guarded by the much larger Proctor Moore. Bounce pass to Hart at the foul line. Tried to thread the needle but threw it away. Dwayne Jones was the intended target of that pass, but Jack Myers stepped in front. And now here's a three in the corner from Ho. Is no good. I think it might have been blocked. Myers tries again. No good again. Foul.
The looks of it so far, rebounds are going to be the key for the game. At this level, scooping up those missed shots is crucial, and both teams they've been fighting back and forth for those rebounds. A lot of fouls so far.
Quick in, shoot, travel. Consecutive turnovers for the Saints. Sure, not something Terrell Myers wants to see from this team. Not a lot of margin for error. This Sanford team, as you mentioned, very experienced last season. 16-4, won a playoff game against Cape Henlopen before falling Sally's in the quarterfinals. Hart up top, Elgood. He hit a three earlier. Now he backs off. Saints in zone. Hart. Over to Jones, into the middle. This is Webster. Bounce pass, Jones. Back to Webster, down the lane. Can't scoop it up and in. Shot won't go, and here come the Saints. Myers with a head of steam. Blocked! Dwayne Jones says, get that out of here.
Or with St. Andrew's size and physicality, they're able to get in there, but if Sanford can put up some blocks like that, they'll be able to prevent a lot of points in the paint there.
St. Andrew's not accustomed to getting blocked like that. They've been the team doing most of the blocking thus far, but Jones gets his hand on it again. We'll touch on that more in the next offensive possession for the Saints. Three from Hart. Yes, sir. Time out, St. Andrews. Sanford out to an 8-4 start. Hot shooting from a couple of guys. It's here Elgood hitting a three, Kareem Hart hitting one as well.
The blocks and turnovers for the past couple of shots, they've really swung the momentum right there. St. Andrews started out hot, but Sanford has swung back.
And like we were saying, that's usually St. Andrews so far this season through 5 games, they've been the one doing most of the blocking. They've got 30 blocks through 5 games for an average of 6 a game. All of them have come from either Darnell Lloyd or Elijah Proctor Moore, who have 23 and 7 respectively. So they've got a ferocious paint presence.
As I was saying earlier, they've got some size. Those two are some tall players. And again, Sanford's lacking 2 of their biggest players with Conway and Taylor, but Moore's been getting some good, Jones has been getting some good action up there with some blocks. Again, basketball is a game of momentum. Sanford has carried it so far, but we'll see how this timeout affects things.
No substitutions just yet for Khalid Hart's team. Why not? They're out to an 8-4 start. Little under 4 minutes gone. No changes on the other side as well. Chu will inbound. Press once again, stolen away again. Yes, it was.
A lot of pressure early. We'll see how that turns out if they wear themselves out, but so far, the energy's been there.
Mardo inbound from the sideline. Myers trying to block it into McNeil, who takes a shot, and that's an easy foul called on Elijah Proctor Moore.
Away.
Foul on the floor. So Sanford will inbound once again. That's the second St. Andrews foul. Sanford has committed 1. Jones, down low, Webster, bounce pass to Hart. Kick out. A violation. I think that might have been a 3-second call. Will take us the other way. Sanford sticking with the press. It's forced a couple of turnovers already. Shue and Myers responding well. Saints running out of time. They got to get it over half court. And they do. No, they don't. Stolen away. Webster up ahead. Hart lays it up and in. Here comes Ho the other way with Lloyd. Takes a bump and a foul called on Trevor Webster. Did not like that call. That'll be his first. And we'll have our first substitution of the game. Checking in for St. Andrews, Blake Kelly. Sophomore will come in for Jack Myers. Sanford keeping their starting 5 out there. Josh Ho. Over to Shue. Saints looking for anything to get going offensively. Oh, they tried the lob to Proctor Moore, but the pass was a bit off. Hart into the corner. McNeil. Hart gets the ball back towards Webster, but it's stolen away, and now up ahead to Proctor Moore again. Again, he's using his size, but the defense responds strongly. Hart cuts the Euro. No good. He wanted the foul. He went down. No call. Here comes Elijah Proctor Moore once again. Poked away again. What a fast-paced game this has been.
My neck is starting to hurt from all this back and forth.
Sanford up 10-4. Here goes McNeil. Into Hart. At the foul line. Guarded by Lloyd. He backs off. Pulls up. 4-3. Not that time. Another turnover forced by the Sanford press defense deep in St. Andrews' own end. Sanford is setting up shop very well every time they force a turnover, and we'll have a timeout called here with 2:51 to go in the first.
This game has been electric.
Quick breaks, tons of turnovers, back and forth. And you can tell, pretty packed student crowd from both schools, but especially Sanford.
Well, Sanford has kind of won in a multitude of ways. We mentioned, of course, that blowout win over Tower Hill on Tuesday, but a week ago it was a slugfest 42-38 against Dover, a defensive matchup for sure. St. Andrews, they had that 55-50 win over Sally's. They started 0-2, but they've won 2 of their last 3. But the offense has just looked out of sorts to start. It seems like they're just a little bit off on their timing with their passes.
I think they know the pressure of this game. You know, number one opponent's pretty tedious. Sanford student section has showed up today. I think they're feeling the pressure for sure. So, yeah, and Sanford's paint defense has been there a lot more than I expect. Like you can see, turnover after turnover. So the question is, can they continue this? They've been energetic so far. Can their energy level stay up the remainder of these 32 minutes?
Saw the big block from Dwayne Jones earlier. Lee Hart directing his guys, and it looks like he's going to stick with the same 5. You can imagine that the pace of this game and the direction of this game, he'll probably stick with that group for the remainder of the first quarter.
This game is quickly turning into a defensive matchup. Whoever has the best defense, the blocks, the turnovers, whoever can get more of that is going to get the win here. It's back and forth. We'll see what happens.
Hart into Elgood. McNeil into the corner. Webster. Bounce pass again. Hart wide open underneath is Jones! And he stuffs it. And Sanford's going to get hit with a delay of game, I think, for an accidental kick ball. That'll be a warning. Jack Myers checking in for Proctor Moore. Dwayne Jones almost brought the roof off. Shu, head of steam, bounce pass. Nice patience underneath from Blake Kelly, and they end a 9-0 Sanford scoring run. Cut the deficit to 6. Elgood waiting. 2:05, 2:04. Up to McNeil. Drives to the elbow. Shot won't go. Hard rebound for Darnell Lloyd. And here comes Blake Kelly. Kelly's got 2 already. Into the corner. Hope for 3. Not that time. Myers the offensive rebound. Kick out. Kelly. Try it from the top. Connect that time. Blake Kelly, 5 straight points. And just like that, it's a 1-score game once again.
That last time out seemed to have slowed Sanford's explosive pace and slowed down the pace of this game.
Hart pushes one off glass. Good response from Kareem Hart. Another steal, another takeaway. McNeil. Touchdown!
Four, possibly 5 quick points right there.
McNeil a chance for a 3-point play, and now we'll see Farrell McNeil checking in for Trevor Webster, Sanford's first substitution. On the floor for the Saints, Kai Romaine. And Elijah Proctor-Moore coming back as well. This St. Andrews offense has really been, for the most part, Darnell Lloyd and Elijah Proctor-Moore. Although Josh Ho, on that win against Charter, as McNeil can't complete the 3-point play, did chip in 18 points.
Watch St. Andrews in the paint here. Obviously, they're trying for a few threes. There.
Josh Ho, corner 3, right on cue. He must have heard us talking about it.
Commentator's curse.
Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. 16-12 Sanford. Big 3 from Josh Ho. Pressure. And a pass. McNeil back outside. Elgood 4-3. Sanford pressing once again. That's the second 3 already for Azir Elgood. Here goes Romaine. Baseline. Throws it away. Just seems like St. Andrews is getting a little careless with the basketball here.
The pressure is definitely on them. Coming into an atmosphere like Sanford, playing #1 team in the state, they know what the stakes are, and they're cracking a bit. In about 22 basketball seconds, coach is going to talk to them, try to slow them down, get them in a more clear-headed space, see what they can do in the second quarter.
19-12 Sanford ball after forcing the turnover. Elgood running point. Makes some moves on Shu. Back around midcourt. 10 seconds. 9. Kick. Gets it back. Corner 3. No good. Shu has it swiped away. Ball on the ground, and that's how the quarter will end. Well, a good start if you're a Sanford fan. 19-12 after 1 frame of play.
Absolutely. They have been explosive. These turnovers are key. St. Andrews, they can get the ball up, but if they can't get the ball in the basket and Sanford keeps getting this ball back, looks like they're gonna cruise to victory so far. But this quarter break is gonna give the coaches some valuable time to get these players, talk over game strategy, and just get them in a level-headedness.
Probably the biggest impact play we've seen so far has been Dwayne Jones on what I assume was a miscommunication, left alone in the paint. Goes to the rim. Stuffs it. 19-12 Sanford lead, as we mentioned, but the Warriors hit a couple of threes. Azir Elgood with 2. Kareem Hart hit 1 as well. So they're really scoring in a variety of ways here through this first quarter, because they're getting points both from the perimeter and in the paint, as you talked about.
Now that is exactly what Sanford wants to be seeing right now. Without Taylor and Conway, their paint presence has been under question, but they seem to have picked up the slack.
And in both of St. Andrews' lost to Sanford last year, offense was the problem. They lost 43-58 and 32-44 in the two meetings. So looking like more of the same. Sanford defense shutting down this Saints offense.
Now from a pregame blurb, last time St. Andrews beat Sanford, we were both here.
Yeah.
Um,
That was a road game, though, so we weren't calling it.
Yeah, but we were at Sanford's commentating team.
We were following it. We weren't calling.
Yes, but that shows you how far back it's been. St. Andrews desperate to beat Sanford. Again, conference rivalry runs deep.
Yep.
Both have been at or near the top of the disc in recent years in basketball. So, again, the pressure's high on the Saints, and they're feeling it. What they've got to do is get their head in the game, limit these turnovers, limit these miscommunications, these missed passes.
McNeil
Try to
gets
control the
bumped,
game.
and it's taken away by Kelly. 2-on-1 for the Saints. Spin move by Kelly, and he lays it up and in. Like Kelly up to 7 quick points. He's accounted for half of all the Saints scoring thus far. Left alone again underneath is Jones. And a great feed from Kareem Hart.
Sanford has been doing an excellent job at taking advantage of St. Andrews' mistakes. In basketball, especially games like this, it doesn't matter how well you do, but more of how well you take advantage of the other team's mistakes. Because everyone's going to make mistakes. It just matters how you recover.
Terrell Meyer's team was 7-12 last year. Did not qualify for the DIAA tournament. Lloyd, with emphasis, rocks the rim. Arrow McNeil doubled, able to get it to Azir Elgood. Dangerous pass, lob underneath, Webster airballed it. 21-16, and seems like, oh, what a play by Kareem Hart. Sanford with a 4-on-1, Hart all the way home. Well, just when you think St. Andrews is cutting it close, they got it to within 5 that time, and then another turnover forced by the Warriors, and there's another one. And Azir Elgood gets swiped. First foul of the quarter for St. Andrews as Nico McNeil returns to the floor. Pharaoh McNeil will take a breather.
Games like this, what really matters is how well you use timeouts and quarter breaks in order to collect yourselves, get your head, change your game to match the other team's strategy.
Hart tried again for 3. Didn't get the friendly bounce. Offensive board by Webster. Can't put it back. Out of bounds. Saints ball.
Now St. Andrews has, in order for them to get successful, they need to take advantage of these timeouts in order to collect themselves and limit these mistakes that Sanford's been taking advantage of. Doesn't seem to be much of a change from first quarter to second.
Almost another turnover, but Kelly comes up with it. Proctor Moore inside to Lloyd at the low post. Working against Jones. Can't get the shot to go, but drew contact, and St. Andrews will have their first free throws of the night. Lloyd a little strong on the first attempt. Arnell Lloyd leads this team in total rebounds, but he just missed both free throws. And the Saints can't cut into the lead any further. Jones, Hart. Inside to Jones at the elbow, backs off. He'll pull up for 3. Oh, it bounces and falls. Reminiscent of Kawhi Leonard. Never too soon. Saints offense looking to respond. Lloyd into the paint. Another whistle and another foul. Darnell Lloyd heading back to the line. A chance to redeem himself after he missed the last 2. Mentioned Darnell Lloyd. Big game against Charter in that 76-29 win. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. He was all over the place. Been held in check so far. Trying to change that right here, and he's now 0 for 3 from the stripe to start. He's hearing it from this home crowd. Oh for 4, Darnell Lloyd. And a push called on the Saints, so a take foul that wasn't really necessary. Darnell Lloyd and Elijah Proctor-Moore have been the two spark plugs for the St. Andrews offense so far. Elijah Proctor-Moore held in check, and Lloyd now 0 for 4 from the stripe. McNeil, 4-3, too strong. Oh. And Hart's going to get whistled again, and he is furious. He did not think that was a foul. Oh, actually, they're going to call it on St. Andrews. Correction there.
It's travel.
I thought they called the foul.
Didn't look like a travel to me, but refs have a much better vantage point than we do.
Yeah. It's a traveling call that gives the Warriors possession right here. Beginning in the half. Nico McNeil, he traveled with it. St. Andrews, a 10-point deficit. A little under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Into the corner, this is Shue. Farrell McNeil right on him, and he threw it away. Dwayne Jones intercepts the pass. Pretty performance from Sanford so far, although the sample size in this game is a little bit small. Into the corner.
Sanford's been reading St. Andrews well. They know where they're going. They know where they're passing, so they can anticipate these things and try to get those turnovers, as they have been getting plenty of tonight.
Nico McNeil, if we mentioned, the lone player on this current Sanford team to have played for Stan Waterman is here. Elgood with a pull-up jumper at the elbow, and it's good. 8 points now for Elgood. Proctor-Moore leads the team in threes, but he's well covered. Shue, pass across Kelly. Harassed by McNeil. To Proctor-Moore. The jumper is no good. Here comes the home team. Nico McNeil. Makes a move and drives, kicks. Dwayne Jones underneath, blocked. Blocked again! Oh, what defense from the Saints, and out of the pack comes Blake Kelly. Euro step, no good but a foul. Now both coaches getting a warning, a bench warning for being out of the coach's box.
To fire a game like this one.
Referee Mike Sneed telling them to back up. Proctor-Moore misses. St. Andrews 0 for 5 start from the free throw line. Goodness, 6 straight misses from the free throw line to open the game.
Wait till next half when they're facing the rowdy Sanford student section.
Yeah, they'll be going the other way. Factor that in even more. McNeil, that might have hit off his foot, but it deflected right to Dwayne Jones. Under 3 minutes. Nazir Elgood directing traffic. Over to Nico McNeil, an 8th grader on the 2021 title team.
Pace has noticeably slowed down from the first quarter to the second, especially later in the second.
Hart and a push called on Elijah Proctor-Moore. It's his second foul, so we'll monitor that for you. Keep an eye on that, rather. McNeil to inbounds from underneath, quickly into Jones. McNeil again, the Saints in zone as they have been through most of this first half. Zero Elgood waiting patiently. Now to Pharaoh McNeil. Strong defense here from St. Andrews, not giving the Warriors much of anything. Nico McNeil, Pharaoh McNeil. Pass across. Long possession here for the Warriors, and now Elgood's going to get double teamed. He'll drive and kick. Kareem Hart, top of the key, three. Yes, sir! And Sanford opening up a little bit here.
How they can get the ball moving. Try to get scores going to Sanford, as they've had trouble, especially this past quarter.
Minute 30 remaining in the first half. Myers. Into the corner. 4-3. Nope. Loose ball by Azir Elgood. That was who took the corner three there. Elgood over to Hart, makes the move, pulls up from the foul line. Kareem Hart's on a roll right now. Darnell Lloyd silences the crowd a little bit, but Kareem Hart, averaging 9 points a game coming into today, has that and a little bit more in the first half. Elgood, or Pharaoh McNeil, triple team, try for a few more. Air. Dwayne Jones keeps it in play. Offensive rebound, and that elicits a response from the home crowd. Khalid Hart wants to talk it over. His team will likely hold for the last shot of the first half. Kareem Hart up to 12 points.
Been Sanford, one of Sanford's best players this year, but without Taylor, and he has really made himself clear as the star of this game for Sanford.
He was second on the team coming into today in points per game, behind only Jaden Taylor, who's averaging 10.4. So Kareem Hart having to shoulder the load offensively here. So far, he has done that and a little bit more.
What makes or breaks teams when your stars are hurt is how well everyone else can adjust. It seems like Sanford, especially Kareem Hart, has really done their best in terms of doing as best they can without Jaden Taylor in there.
24.6 seconds remaining. 33-18, Sanford lead.
Here's how many threes they've been shooting.
Splash Bros.
And as I said earlier, they needed to get their shots up if they wanted to win this game. They've been doing a decent job in the paint, but where they've been shining, at least scoring-wise, has been outside the arc.
Let's see what Khalid Hart draws up. Try and get one last bucket before the half expires. No shot clock, so that's not a factor here.
If they are going to hang on to this, they just have to find a way to hang on to the ball until the last few seconds and then get a shot off.
Quick in to Elgood. Pressured from Ho. Gets it over half court. Now Jones. Stifling defense from the Saints. Elgood. Kick out. Hart. Corner three. Left it short. Loose ball. And a reach-in foul. No, a travel. Travel called on Darnell Lloyd. It'll be Warrior ball with 7.4 to go.
This time with much less time to hang on and get that last shot up. Momentum back, but that travel will take it travel took it away.
Elijah Proctor-Moore coming on for Blake Kelly, so Terrell Myers trying to get his height on the floor. Jones will inbound from the baseline. 6 seconds. 5. Driving. Bounce pass. Jones. Spin move in the paint. Yes, sir! The hook shot goes, and there's the end of the first half. Hart got the shot off, but it won't count.
Still great effort. St. Andrews was looking for that momentum going into half, but didn't get it. Let's see what these coaches are going to draw up in these next 10 minutes as they have St. Andrews just time to catch their breath and try to get back in this thing.
What a second quarter. What a first half for the home team. They lead it 35-18. We'll take a few minutes to catch our breath, collect ourselves, and we'll be back for second half action right here at the Sanford Sports Center. Welcome back, everyone, to the Stan Waterman Court, Sanford School Sports Center, as we are about 2 minutes away from half number 2 of this Delaware Independent School Conference basketball matchup between our own Sanford Warriors and the visiting St. Andrews Saints. Sanford a commanding 35-18 lead heading into the break, and Khalid Hart's team showing no signs of slowing down here, Phoenix.
Start. They've been taking advantage of St. Andrews' mistakes, making explosive breaks, getting blocks, turnovers. Anything you can ask for, Sanford's been getting it, especially explosive behind the three-point arc. Now, the one piece of hope that St. Andrews carries coming into this is that Sanford used up some of their energy. Again, explosive start. We're going to see if their energy can hold up.
These teams returning to the floor right now. Khalid Hart. We talked about him a little bit in the first half, but he's putting together quite an impressive resume in his second year as head coach. He was, of course, a player back on the three-peat teams for Sanford, 2010 to 2012, teammates with Trevor Cooney, under Stan Waterman, and in the golden age of Sanford basketball. Now looking to restore the program to its former glory. It's off to a good start.
Yeah, beating Dover was big. That was a game a lot of people had circled as a possible future semifinal or final matchup. And Sanford went in there. It was gritty.
The win on Tuesday against Tower Hill brought his career record as Sanford's head coach to 23-7, 6-2 this year.
Sanford's last two wins, very different wins. Tower Hill, they went in there, scored a lot, won by almost 40, I guess. But
that was the Tower Hill team that not that long ago won the state championship.
But Dover, it was very defensive. Only scored 42, but won by 4. That's the polar opposite victories. But that's exactly what you got to do. You got to get both of them. Beat the teams you should beat by a lot, but also draw them out against tougher opponents like Dover.
Not a good start to the half for Terrell Meyer's team. Another turnover. That was a problem in the first half. We're going the other way. And as you mentioned it, St. Andrews now having to contend with attacking the back right in front of this home student section.
For 6 on free throws in the first half. Rough shooting there. And then, again, conditions get even tougher. First half, they just had a wall to look to. Now they have a pretty jam-packed Sanford student section.
Hart a little sloppy on the pass, and it's taken away. Here goes Josh Ho. Or should be Shu. Into Proctor. Moore goes down, loses the ball, no whistle. Here come the Warriors, a fast break chance. Bounce pass, Hart lays it up and in. No. Tap in. Are they going to wave that off for goaltending? I think they are. They're going to say goaltending on Trevor Webster. So St. Andrews ball underneath. Kelly. More press defense. Saints had problem with this in the first half. And another problem, Myers. To Hart, wide open, the easiest layup he'll ever see.
No doubt about that one.
14 for Kareem Hart. Whistle and a turnover once again.
This is not going St. Andrews' way. They hope this half break would help them, clear their heads, stop making these mistakes, leaving the paint wide open like that. Done it a few times in the first half. No different, it seems, so far in the second.
Now we'll see Mark Daloff, Jr., for the Saints checking in for the first time as the Warriors' lead has ballooned to 19. Nico McNeil, bounce pass, Jones. Gives it right back to McNeil. Tough shot. Bounced around. Eventually, Proctor Moore corrals the rebound. Down the lane. Proctor Moore! Oh, my goodness. Whoa.
All the way, and one arm dunked it in.
Maybe trying to silence this student section a little bit. You could see the collective gasp
No matter who you're rooting for, you got to admit, that was pretty cool.
That was impressive. McNeil. Travel. That was Elijah Proctor-Moore's second dunk of the game. And another traveling call.
Gamer, a travel agency.
Did you come up with that one just now?
Oh.
I like it. That was good. I might bookmark that and use that.
Yeah, so you're welcome to.
Cool. Jones inbounds. Webster has to jump to grab it. Elgood. Hart fakes a three. Goes to the elbow. Jones lost it on the way up. So far this third quarter moving at a snail's pace with a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls. This one called on Blake Kelly. Timeout. St. Andrews as they're under 6 minutes remaining. 5:56 to be exact. A 17-point game, so Sanford with a comfortable margin, but certainly a feasible comeback for Terrell Myers and the Saints, especially if they get more offensive production like they saw from Elijah Proctor-Moore a couple moments ago.
And what they're going to need to take advantage of is these timeouts in the third quarter break coming up fairly shortly. Well, not shortly, but eventually. Again, they got to lock down on these mistakes. They got to stop letting Sanford get these blocks, these turnovers. And one thing we've seen a lot is you get a Sanford player wide open in the paint to lay it up. A couple players now, you've seen that plenty. So particularly Jones and Hart.
Yeah.
So you got to, again, get your head in the game. Prevent these mistakes. Try to get these last 14 minutes or so.
Again, this Sanford team operating without Stephen Conway and Jaden Taylor, and still they are dominating. McNeil has that one swatted away. We mentioned St. Andrews 30 blocks in 5 games coming into today for an average of 6 per contest. Darnell Lloyd with 23 of those. He can make it 24 now. Hart, wing 3. Missed it. Spin move from Blake Kelly. Ho in the left corner. Goes to the elbow. On the other side, Shu, the wing 3. Back iron. Loose ball corralled by Kareem Hart. Warriors push the pace. McNeil into the McNeil for 3. Again, too strong. We've seen that a few times here. And it's going to stay Warrior basketball. From up here, that looked like it was out of bounds off Sanford.
Yeah, there's definitely some confusion there, but again, the refs have a better vantage point than we do all the way up here.
Into Elgood. Elgood, the drive and kick. Hart traveled. It's becoming a theme here in this third quarter. We've only played 3 minutes.
Now Sanford's the one starting to make some mistakes. You get a great move like a no-look pass there, but Hart turns it right into a travel.
Well, and we talked about it a little bit. St. Andrews' record is not really reflective of how good they are as a team. As Ho can't get the layup to go, but he'll head to the stripe.
Early is this early in the season. I mean, obviously it's only Sanford's second and St. Andrews' first conference matchups so far this season. And that's where, it really starts to matter.
And both these teams played a lot of out-of-state schools in tournaments to start. Obviously not used to that type of competition from maybe some bigger schools, New Jersey, New York area, as Ho can't hit the first free throw. 0 for 7 now. Josh Ho hearing it from the student section.
Half of Sanford's games so far have been to out-of-state opponents. And those count towards the record, but again, a lot of these schools are a lot better from bigger states. We're tiny over here. So, but what I have gotten the impression of, it's great training for the state tournament. If you can hold your own against a solid out-of-state opponent, then state tournament should be easy.
A turnover by the Warriors. You have to wait. You have to wonder how long before Khalid Hart wants to slow things down. Still a long way to go for the Saints, but a little bit of momentum brewing.
Again, Sanford had a very energetic, explosive start. Now they're starting to show signs of weakness, maybe starting to get tired.
Nice backdoor feed to Ho, who drives down the lane. The Euro step and layup is good. 14-point game. The lead was as large as 19. Dwayne Jones can't get some of it back. Webster, the offensive rebound. Put back will not go. Proctor Moore almost has it taken away. Now the crowd getting really energetic. Kareem Hart kind of got hung up defending Shu. Now to Jack Myers. On the right wing, into the corner. Proctor Moore, he leads the team in threes this year. Can't get that one to go. Ho! That's going to be a reach-in foul. Pretty clear call that time.
The ref's busy today.
Now Khalid Hart will call timeout with his team able to obtain possession, but the lead cut to 14. St. Andrews, if Elijah Proctor Moore had hit that three, then we would have had a very, very different game. Not able to connect. Josh Ho gets hit with the foul. So now the Warriors have a chance to settle things down a little bit.
In basketball, with how much scoring there is, it's maybe most of all sports a game of momentum. St. Andrews had the chance to get some. That three would have really swung it, but it didn't. So you got to make these connections happen. You got to fight your way to get that momentum. But once you do, it can really help. So St. Andrews still looking for that big swing. They've got a little bit, but they've still got 14 points to make up in only about 12 minutes left of basketball.
Heavy playing time for several starters. Kareem Hart, Azir Elgood, Trevor Webster, and Dwayne Jones all still on the floor. They played most of the first half. Farrell McNeil has been the only bench player Khalid Hart has used. Webster ahead of the pack. Now over to Elgood. Defended by Shu. Over to Kareem Hart. Hart stops at the foul line. Elgood. Kick out. Three from Farrell McNeil. Yes, sir! Back to a 17-point game. Myers feeds backdoor. Ho! Might have traveled again. No whistle on that, but Sanford's going to get hit with the foul. Kareem Hart can't believe it. Going to go against Dwayne Jones. He's equally as confused. Each of these teams now with 2 fouls on the quarter. Ho gets a friendly roll on that one and quiets the crowd a little bit.
One more shot to take.
What a response from Josh Ho, staring down the student section and nailing both after his team had been struggling in that regard.
In all fairness, those are his first shots of the day.
McNeil, Hart, heavy pressure. Hart is double teamed. Webster, bounce pass. Elgood, good recovery. Now he's double teamed into the corner. Back outside. Elgood is fouled. Jack Myers, a little too much contact.
St. Andrews starting to lay some pressure on Sanford. Now that leaves two vulnerabilities. One, it can leave open men to take shots, especially in the paint, as Sanford's been seeing. And two, it increases the risk of fouls. Both have been felt. Both teams have implemented the pressure, and there's been, again, a lot of open men and a lot of fouls we've seen.
3:12 remaining in the third quarter. Sanford's lead, again, 15 points. Into the corner. Three no good. Hart, offensive rebound and the putback. Kareem Hart elevating there. Couple more. Puts him over 15 on the game. Driving, shoot. Layup won't go. Hart grabs the rebound. Sanford coming out on a fast break opportunity. Kareem Hart stops. The floater is good. He's on a roll tonight, folks. Elijah Proctor Moore, a nice Euro step to answer. Back to a 17-point game.
St. Andrews has been doing better scoring, but now they've got to, at this point in the game, they've got to lock down Sanford's offense.
Hart drives baseline, stops, pulls up, shoots, nothing but net again. Terrell Myers wants to talk things over, and I think I know what Sanford's game plan is tonight.
Been dominating from three, from the paint, no matter where. He's just been a scoring machine. Really stepping up in place with Sanford's injured stars right now.
Hart a little worn out, as you can expect. He's been all over the court the last couple of minutes. This timeout by Terrell Myers will provide him with a much-needed breather. Sanford's lead, 46-27, equals their largest lead of the day. And, you know, Phoenix, there's a lot of excitement here because this is reminiscent of Warriors teams from 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I know the program has been successful in the regular season the past couple of years, but they haven't found the postseason success. I think this team has a chance to really rewrite that script and bring us home another title.
Quarterfinal exits. As a Sixers fan, that is just too familiar of a statement, I have to say. But for Sanford, the same, back-to-back quarterfinal exits. As you said, regular season they've been doing well, but they've got to get that tournament stock up. Those out-of-state games that we mentioned, those are big. If you can win out-of-state games, then the in-state games should seem easier.
And Elijah Proctor-Moore recovered the ball, but he was out of bounds. Oh, they teed him up! Elijah Proctor-Moore frustrated, and here come the student section, heckling him non-stop. It'll be Nico McNeil to shoot the technical free throw.
Can't do that.
And this Sanford team, they've proven they could play against really the best that Delaware has to offer. Dover was ranked number 2 coming into that matchup. Sanford ranked number 1.
I think there's a very good possibility we see those two teams meeting at the Bob later on. Yeah, we're in Colorado. I'd love to be at that game.
McNeil can't hit the second. .20 game, Sanford's largest lead thus far. Webster, outside McNeil. Cross court, Farrell McNeil. He tries a deep three. Short, loose ball. Rolls right to Dwayne Jones. He feeds Farrell McNeil down the lane. Outside, Elgood, 4-3. In and out. Offensive rebound again. McNeil, the putback, no good. He wanted the foul. Again poked away. Webster makes a move. Bounce pass, Jones. He stops, he waits, he lays it up and in.
It looked for a second like Webster was going to slow it down there, but what was I thinking? Of course they're not. It's a fast Sanford team.
And the Warriors have blown it open. Jack Myers trying to say something about that. Comes up with air. Blake Kelly can't put it back. Darnell Lloyd can. Darnell Lloyd stops the bleeding a little bit. Darnell Lloyd, as Kelly gets hit with the foul, McNeil went down. You know, we talked about we see Jack Myers missing the 3 right there. Coming into today, St. Andrews had only made 9 threes through their first 5 games. Most of their offense has been in the paint with Darnell Lloyd and Elijah Proctor-Moore.
Definitely. I mean, across all levels of basketball, a trend we've been seeing lately is that threes win championships. As I mentioned earlier, look at the Golden State Warriors, won 4 titles the past 10 years. Thanks to incredible talents like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, the Splash Bros, as you had referenced. Again, it's just 2 and 3 doesn't seem that far apart, but when you're trading 2s for 3s constantly, it makes a real big difference. With momentum, as I was saying earlier, basketball is a game of momentum, and 3s just give that much more momentum. When you see a deep shot just drained, and especially with the home crowd advantage here with Sanford.
Elijah Proctor-Moore is the team leader, at least he was coming into this game, as McNeil hits the first free throw. Sanford in the bonus for the final minute of the quarter, but he led the way led All Saints with 4 made threes. It's really been a two-man show for most games for this St. Andrews team.
Where St. Andrews shines typically is in the paint, but Sanford knew that coming in and has done an excellent job of locking them down, getting those blocks, getting those steals, just changing the momentum of the game.
Here's Lloyd, takes a dribble, lays it in, plus the foul. And that's compounded by the fact and made all the more impressive Sanford without Jaden Taylor again and Stephen Conway.
Those are their two big men who typically again lock down the paint, but they've done a very good job at adapting, and that kind of skill is something you see out of a championship winning team, with or without their stars.
Let's see her carry. Shoot the end one and he hits.
Hate to bring up the Sixers again, but where they've struggled this year is that they haven't found the formula without stars like Joel Embiid, who's missed a lot of games, and Tyrese Maxey, who's missed a few himself. That's the difference between a championship-winning team and not, how well you can do without your stars in case of an injury.
Joshua Bowers, sophomore coming in, whistle, and a foul called. Again, we mentioned Sanford in the bonus, so free throws coming. McNeil heading back to the line. When Elijah Proctor-Moore got hit with a technical, McNeil was the one who shot the free throws. Nico McNeil had been the best free throw shooter on this Warrior team coming in today. 16 made through 8 games. Not able to add to that total right there. Was averaging 7 points per contest coming into tonight. Now Clifton Wise comes on for the first time.
We're finally starting to give some relief to their starters.
They've played almost 20 minutes, or 24 minutes, more or less. More full court press. Stolen away. Nothing but wide open floor in front for Azir Elgood. Another easy lay-in.
It's had plenty of clear shots at the net. Again, lots of turnovers, lots of mistakes by the Saints team here.
Shoot, defended by Elgood. He'll drive. Jump ball. Possession arrow points toward the home team. And surprisingly, that's our first jump ball call since the opening tip.
If the game is physical with as many turnovers as this, you'd expect a lot more, but no.
Hart up ahead, Farrell McNeil. Scoops it to Nico, into the corner. Wise goes baseline, is fouled. Joshua Bowers gets hit with the call that time. Wise hits the first, and he hasn't played a whole lot this year, and the home crowd, the student section in particular, celebrating loudly as he gets his first points of the night. Missed it, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway as Sanford went early.
And Andrews looking for something here in the last 7 seconds, but Sanford's putting on the pressure as they've been doing all night.
55-32, thrown away again, and they're going to get Nico McNeil with the hold. We're inching closer to the end of this third quarter.
If we ever get there, who's to tell? Basketball time is a very warped construct.
Yeah, it is. Quick in. Myers poked away. Again, still St. Andrews possession, down to 3.5 seconds. Blake Kelly checks in for Shu. Myers into Kelly, and they will let the clock run out. That's how the third quarter ends. The Warriors continue their roll. 55-32, they're 8 minutes away from a 7-2 start.
Things have happened, right? Could see a
What?
comeback? Could see a comeback, maybe?
No, they don't.
Unlikely.
These 8-minute quarters in high school level basketball constrict them, obviously, as does the absence of a shot clock. So they would have to rely on a full court press to force turnovers.
Probably need to see like Michael Jordan coming into this game, LeBron James checking
Reggie
in
Miller.
for the Saints.
Reggie Miller once scored 8 points in 9 seconds.
But did his arm stretch all the way from half court like Michael Jordan in the tremendous game against the Monstars and an all-time classic film,
quoting Space Jam?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Prince's comeback earlier with you and me. Why can't we reference what led him to that? The Looney Tunes.
You know, he trained in the NBA for 9 years just to be ready to shoot that film.
Absolutely.
That was his whole. That was
Peak
his.
cinema.
That was his end game. Was Space
It's
Jam.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, and Space Jam, the greats of.
Yeah, we're
greats
making
of the
this
film
up right
industry.
now. That's not true, by the way. Teams returning to the floor. 8 minutes to go in the game. It'll be the starting five for Khalid Hart's bunch. The student section returns to their feet. Blake Kelly, hassled by Hart. Pass to Lloyd, and Trevor Webster gets whistled for the foul. 5 seconds in, Sanford gets hit with their first foul of the fourth frame. Lloyd overshoots shoe, out of bounds, Sanford basketball. McNeil into the corner. This is Webster. Bounce pass back to McNeil. And we mentioned without a shot clock, St. Andrews having to play tight defense. Azir Elgood trying to silence him with a three, but he can't. Foul on the floor. Push. Is that going to be called on the Saints? It is. It's going to stay Sanford basketball. I think they hit Blake Kelly with the push. Azir Elgood, head of steam. Kick out. Hart to the foul line. Into the corner. Dwayne Jones, 4-3. Too strong. Rebound corralled by Nico McNeil, but he stepped out of bounds. We're going the other way. And Sanford in no hurry. He's looking to run out these final 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Continuing that stifling press. Kelly pushes off McNeil. Offensive foul.
Starting lineup still in, up by 23 in the fourth quarter. This team does not back down even when dominating.
Well, they'll be on the road for their next chunk of games, next 3 games. Next Saturday, and that'll be followed by a Tuesday matchup against Friends and a Friday game on the 24th against Tatnall. 28th is their next home game against Tower Hill. And then, of course, on February 1st, they will head to the Chase Fieldhouse for the Unlock the Light tournament. They'll take on Sally's in that game.
I am bumped. I can't be there for that one. It's always a classic. It's always a thrill and for a great cause.
I think I might be able to go to that one. about a 2-hour drive from where I am.
A bit more difficult.
Hart, 4-3. No good. St. Andrews down 20. Ho, down the lane. Had it swiped away, and Hart, much to the chagrin of Kareem Hart, he's going to get fouled. Due up after this game for the Saints. Tuesday they take on Friends, so another conference opponent. That'll be followed by Red Lion on the 18th, and then 3 straight home games in 4 days for Terrell Meyer's team, so they'll be busy. Monday, Odessa High School. Tuesday, Tower Hill. Thursday, Wilmington Friends. That's all in a 1-week span, all at home.
Busy week. Good news for them is that they're the geographical outlier in this conference, being all the way down in Middletown, which is about 45 minutes from their next nearest conference opponent. So
it's both free throws.
That reduction of travel will at least let them catch their breath a bit. Oftentimes they have to leave school early.
Elgood, drive, kick, McNeil. Doesn't take the 3. Hart thought about it, didn't take it as well. Now he picks up his dribble, feeds McNeil. Down the lane to the cup, lays it in. Back to a 20-point game. Swiped away, and another foul called. Referees have had tight whistles for both teams all night. And that continues here. Already 5 fouls called in the first minute 52 of this fourth quarter. Make it 6. No! Scratch that. He traveled. Hart. Into Webster. Webster feeds McNeil. He goes baseline. He stepped out of bounds.
For the Warriors, 2-0 conference head start. That's good. I mean, in school in their position, they don't need the conference championship by any means to get a lock in the state tournament, but it's still a great momentum booster. And conference opponents is, again, the majority of the last half of the season. And these are teams you play twice every year. These are faces you know. These are names you see year after year. It's big.
Especially with Sanford, as you mentioned, only losing 1 player from last year's team. Sear Elgood fakes, drives, bounce pass, nice feed to Jones. Patience at the rim, and he draws the foul.
You get rivalries like Sanford and Tower Hill, especially. Obviously, Tower Hill's having a down year this year, but past few years at least, those two have been back and forth for the disc title. So yeah, like early season games against teams like Dover, those are big, but don't overlook conference games like this. A 2-0 start is a great start for the Warriors in their in-conference journey this year.
On probably the next biggest games in the regular season ever, as you mentioned, that Tower Hill game and Sally's at the Fieldhouse. Even though, as you mentioned, Sally's having a little bit of a down here. Always a threat.
And despite not being conference rivals, that might be Sanford's biggest rivalry, especially when it's the marquee event of a big event like the Unlock the Light event.
There were a few years there where it seemed like they faced in the postseason every year. Dwayne Jones was wide open underneath, but Trevor Webster couldn't get it to him. Hart to the foul line through contact. Loses possession. Here comes Myers down the lane. Stripped away. Jump ball. Possession Sanford. Into McNeil, back to Hart. Saints applying pressure. Here goes Elgood. Bounce pass. Webster goes up, draws the foul. Jack Myers gets hit with the call that time. And that's the 5th team foul for the Saints.
In terms of future for St. Andrews, again, this is a rough start to your conference play, but they need to turn it around fast. They need to beat teams like Friends, like Tower Hill, like Tatnall, in order to have a good run on the season. And Sanford's more of a lock for postseason. They're fighting for their postseason berth, so they've got to take this, learn from it, and turn it around to their next opponents.
They faced a tough opponent to open the season in St. Elizabeth's. Lost that one. And faced Eagle Academy in New York underneath. Oh, what a block! Azir Elgood. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Quit is not in their vocabulary.
Dwayne Jones got a hand on it. That one deflects out of bounds. The referees initially signaled Sanford ball, but Dwayne Jones was the last one to touch that, so it will be St. Andrews basketball. Shoe. To the low post, gets a friendly roll. We mentioned St. Andrews 5,000 with 4:44 still to go in the quarter. Sanford in the bonus the rest of the way. Webster to Hart up top. Over to McNeil on the left wing. Azir Elgood wide open on the other wing, but good close from the defense. McNeil, some moves. Into the corner, Dwayne Jones. He's doubled. Gets to Hart at the high post. Webster can't put it back in on the second try. He was looking for the dunk. That would have been the exclamation point.
Warriors are getting it back. His heart is hobbling a little when he gets up. That is not good news for the Warriors.
Looks like he might have just rolled his ankle.
Hopefully. He's done enough tonight. He's earned some rest.
Jones able to corral the inbound pass. Elgood, nice feed. McNeil, 4-3. Can't hit. If there has been one point that Sanford could improve upon, as here is fast break layup and an easy one for Mark Dalhoff. It's been the three-point shooting. It started off hot. It's cooled off through the second half. McNeil gets that one blocked. Foul and free throws coming.
In all fairness, there's much different directives for first half to second. First half, they want to get ahead with that explosive start, and you do that by hitting 3 after 3. Now they just want to finish out the game, score points, but just wrap it up with and not in a too risky of a way.
And again, offense continuing to plague the Saints team as it did in the 2 matchups between these teams last year. Sanford looks poised to move to 7-2. And as you mentioned, 2-0 in conference play.
Scored like 103 in total, with how many turnovers and missed shots and blocks there have been. It just seems too messy of a game to be this high scoring.
These teams are playing fast offensively. Oh, a swat by Dwayne Jones, emphatic. That had been St. Andrews' calling card, and so far today it's been Sanford doing all the blocking. It looked like an offensive line out there. Jones deflects it. Farrell McNeil keeps it in play, but right to Shoe. And the putback is good for Mark Dalhoff. McNeil to Farrell McNeil into the corner. Farrell gets it back. Up top, Nico. Shoe went for the steal. Nico down the lane. Tried to feed Jones, but it hit off the foot of Josh Bowers. Shu, cross-court pass. Wilson. Foul line shot, no good, but a whistle and a foul. Liam Wilson, a sophomore, one of a handful of sophomores on the St. Andrews team, will head to the stripe. Following this free throw, Sanford will empty their bench for the final 2:36. So here comes Clifton Wise, John Malloy, Jacob Allen. Jacob Allen, the only freshman on either of these teams. On the floor with Farrell McNeil, or Trevor Webster, the lone starter remaining. And the Warriors' heavy hitters will get the rest of the night off. Allen back and forth with Wise. Allen bounce pass, Farrow, corner three, no good. Strong rebound from Azir Carey. Carey, a senior, in his second to last matchup with the Saints, or with the Warriors, as Bowers tough shot off glass. 17-point game with 2 minutes to go. And you can pretty much put this one in the books. Although Allen can't connect with Clifton Wise right there.
I will say this game's a lot less close than the score would indicate. Only a 17-point difference so far, but St. Andrews, besides the first 2 minutes, has never looked like they had a real shot. Sanford went out explosive. They stayed explosive for most of it, just now putting in the majority of their bench.
They came close a couple of times in the first quarter, and in the first half, rather. But Sanford, every time they got within about 3 to 5 points, Sanford would hit a three, or on one occasion, Dwayne Jones would dunk it. Webster.
Sanford's typical dunking force, unfortunately, out right now, Jaden Taylor, but he should be back soon, hopefully, for the Warriors.
Trevor Webster all over the place right now as he almost forces another turnover. Minute 24. Liam Wilson, right wing three, banks it in. Liam Wilson. St. Andrews needs a whole lot more of that in not a lot of time. Jacob Allen to Trevor Webster. Allen, Wilson, and Shu applying pressure. Allen with space. Webster goes baseline. Bounce pass. Malloy swatted from behind. And a foul called on Allen. That puts Sanford at 5, but using up a lot of time. 58.4 seconds remaining. Liam Wilson banked in that three a moment ago. Out of Bowers. Extra pass. This is Daloff. Outside. Wilson won't try it again. Shu will from the left corner. Left it short. Jacob Allen comes out with the ball. Can't get the layup to go. And here come the Saints the other way. Under 30 seconds remaining. Bowers. Blocked by Malloy. Put back goes by Daloff plus the foul. And Malloy had the block a moment ago, but gets hit with the foul there. And a late push from the Saints, but ultimately they're not going to have enough time. So here's a foul by Bowers, and we mentioned Sanford already in the bonus, so we'll head down to the other end. John Malloy to shoot the free throws. You can bet that the student section will make some noise if he makes one of them here. Can't connect on the first. But all smiles on the Sanford bench and throughout these stands, both student section and standard.
It is exactly what Sanford wanted. Just dominant. Again, the score might not suggest it at only 13, but it's been dominant.
Wilson. Down low, Carey. Back outside, Wilson. Triple team defeats Bowers on the baseline. Extra pass, Carey. Nice bank shot. And that's how the game ends. Final score, Sanford victorious 63-52. And they move to 7-2 on this 2024-25 season.
Warriors wanted to see today. Just go out there, get the win. Even without, again, as we've said all night, without Conway and Taylor, they've came out here and outside of the first minute of the game, without a doubt, just won handily. They've proved they could play really good defense. Coach Hart's high-pressure strategy has worked out for the team so far. I see no reason why they won't keep their number one ranking into next week. But yeah, this is what they wanted to see. They can win games in good fashion. Now they got to look to just finish out the season, and all eyes are towards the tournament. Sanford looking to avoid another early exit and looking to make it back to the Bob for the first time. I don't know exactly where it's played in 2021 because of COVID, but looking to make it back to the
Played at
semifinals.
Dover High School.
Yeah, but you get the point. They
Right,
want to make
yeah,
it back for the
I
first time
understand.
in 4 years. So,
Well, I can say it was great to be back. I don't know if you enjoyed this as much as I did.
absolutely.
This is a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah, I was nervous at first, but once we got into it, I realized neither of us missed a beat.
Yeah, it's routine.
It's like old times.
We thank you all for listening. Sanford comes out victorious. Make sure you all either come out or tune in tomorrow. Sanford girls basketball taking on Tower Hill. That's tomorrow at noon. So tune in for that. But for our whole crew here, Ryan Nickus, Gavin Gibson, Phoenix Hendrix, I'm Jeremy Carr. It's been a fun one. I'm glad I got to do this one more time, and thank you all.
Good night.